Oh, those two chuckleheads think that celery can't land 5 arrows? That's some serious disrespect right there. I'd say, though, maybe the only smart guy on the panel there. I really like Kezu's segment about Gaimin Gladiators breaking down their drafts for this tournament. Did you watch that? What did you think of it?
It was interesting. I mean, does Quinn need a 100-0 matchup?
That's your former mid laner. Would you say that's what Quinn needs?
Well, I don't know if I ever had a 100-0 matchup when he was on my team, but I guess nowadays he can. And it feels like Huskar is just the hero you go back to if you want to force that type of interaction. Like, guarantee the lane gets one, which should happen with Quinn Huskar. I don't think I've ever seen him lose the lane with this hero. It's just to which degree it'll happen. And then I guess you can always play through him. But the problem is, like, who is playing with the lane win here? Support Doom or Morana?
Yeah, it doesn't sound
Who's
great.
not going to hit an arrow, apparently? I don't know. I know he's European. So he doesn't have that American innate aiming ability.
Right. That's what
King
makes good Snaking Morana.
I'm just saying, the best Moranas in the history of Dota 2, I mean, they come from North America. I don't think it's a coincidence.
Okay.
Shoot arrow, hit arrow.
That was Sing Sing.
Honorarium.
Who else besides Snaking was a good Morana?
Sumail. Sumail's a great Morana.
Okay.
That's it. I rest my case. Thank you, sir. We'll see how Mallory does in this matchup. I mean, we saw somebody get annihilated on this matchup the other day. I forget who it was, but they just got absolutely obliterated into the nether realm.
Yeah.
And so we'll see if Mallory can fare better. I think he should. Oh, it was that VP game? Squadix.
Yes.
He got absolutely blasted, man.
My
He had like
God.
3 CS at 5 minutes.
That was probably the worst lane of the entire tournament.
Yes, that is the worst I've seen in a long time. So I think Puck can do better than that by a decent margin, but it is going to be a Huskar win the 3 through 5 levels. And I mean, the big question mark is Bloodseeker. Like, what does this hero do in the current meta? What does he build? How well can he do on the lane? This is a hero that thrives off Huskar. You will always get boosted up by that. And it's a hero that can control Slark in a lot of the fights. The one thing I want to mention, though, is you were talking about Gaimin struggling with identity. I think their idea behind Slark is different than a lot of other teams. I think a lot of other teams, we've seen this hero struggle win rate-wise, as we're seeing Mallory struggle. I think part of the reason is a lot of teams run Slark like the old traditional hard carry. And we're going to put him in a situation where you buff him up, you get some space makers and stuns, and he will 1v5 the fight. I have not seen that work out too well. And I think Gaimin run it as a kind of secondary position to some other damage dealers in the 2 and 3, which they're happy to pick up usually on their 2 and 3, as like a shard abuser almost. Go in the fight, create space, use the shard, and an unsurprising first blood. I mean, this Bloodseeker's just going to have an absolutely free game. But this is the flip side. I don't think this Slark is in a position where he's supposed to 1v5 carry the game. If Duraccio goes in, makes space with like some Mage Slayer, Depth Shroud later on, and buffs up his team fight damage from the Huskar Timber, I think that's enough, honestly, in terms of role in the draft.
I just think this is way too good of a Bloodseeker pick. I mean, the question whether or not Bloodseeker is nice rotation, a surprise pick here as Crit makes an early jump into the mid lane to win the matchup. Well, not win the matchup, it's still going to be hard, but helps out Malrine significantly.
No, that's huge. I mean, this is what I said yesterday, too. Like, why does nobody gank this hero, right?
Yeah.
If you gank this hero, particularly the level 3s when he's the most susceptible before the lane gets out of control, it's absolutely huge on the game. You're getting water runes, you're securing extra CS, you're losing XP on the Huskar. Those are all the things that slow down this tempo matchup, and then all of a sudden you have equal net worth between these two mid laners, which is exactly where you want to be if you're Malrine. It's the dream.
Yeah,
just
the more experience you get on this puck, the faster you can leave the lane, right?
Or not get abused so hard. Sure. Big rotation from Crit, who, if there's one player in the world, Celery is
this is what happens to Morana. I like that a lot more people are trying to get aggressive on this hero early. You know she doesn't have leap.
Yep.
It's not that hard of a kill.
Not the strongest lane I've ever seen, Solark Morana.
Yeah.
I would not put it in my top 10. Probably wouldn't put it in my top 100 either.
Now that's impressive. But yes, it is still a hard lane. Ace gets a little bit low in the bottom lane. I mean, this is a lane that has a ton of magic damage to it. Up against double melee heroes, a Gyrocopter's just got to feast on these guys, man.
This is one of the best gyro lanes in Dota. There's a couple fives that just excel.
You say that, like, how many times have you seen Timbersaw Doom duo?
Yeah, but Maiden Gyro is just ridiculous because the level 1 is unassailable. Nova plus Flak. What are you doing in life, you know?
Yeah.
And then the second Crystal Maiden can't get gone on, the hero becomes a solid laner.
Big pickup. Maureen, actually, he's not going to get double water runes. We have the Celery on the other side there. But at least he gets one water rune. And because of the gank, he has some, he has higher level orb. He has a second nuke, so he's actually getting some CS. He's really not that far behind.
Amar's is out of control, though.
Yeah.
He's absolutely out of control. Missed toss. Unlucky. He's out of control relative to his own team, but the problem is this Bloodseeker is so strong, the Tiny just has free reign. That's why he can make this gank. Crit can do whatever he wants in this game right now. If he wants to continue to pressure top, I mean, by all means, this double Wraith Band phase boot Bloodseeker that's going to exist at 5 minutes here. If you, okay, what multiple would you give the net worth differential right now between Bloodseeker and Timbersaw?
Bloodseeker and Timbersaw.
You know, the CS tells the tale, but
it's got to be close to 2x, right?
Yeah, that's it's over 2x right now.
Wow. Gets another one.
These side lanes are just out of control for Gaimin.
I think Ace is dead as well. If he plays off the... Oh, is he not? He doesn't have any more flat cannon
Going in.
Goes back in for it. That's a dangerous move. More flat cannon shots. Back up. Disappears into the trees. Gets a courier.
Not too shabby, though. It did deliver here.
6-minute Lotus coming up as well. Face could actually be strong enough to challenge Skeeter for that one. That would do a lot. Tofu's going to cut through the trees and maybe get him. Hits him once with the lightning.
There's a Mirana
Blood grenade, and the Mirana from behind. They secure it.
Almost a double, but they'll take that gyro kill. Just no regen came out on those couriers. Sometimes the downside of these really aggressive trade lanes, you're not anticipating the regen requirement. You get killed on the backside. Another gank. This is the freedom from the Bloodseeker being so strong.
This one they might be trying a little bit too hard for. We'll see. Celery's going to TP in. They've given up on the chase.
I mean, he has no mana. So.
At least that move secures Power Rune. So that's really nice for him.
He missed uphill on the salve cancel.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Very sad.
Doom isolated in the jungle and will die. 2,000 net worth lead already for Falcons.
Yeah, that's why I was
running over this laning.
That's why sometimes net worth tells them better tale than CS, right? Amar just got powered up off those early 2 kills, and he is absolutely free farming that lane. Now, the question is, what do you buy with it? He's looking at the Maelstrom, so I guess he's just going to go the carrier out, which, yeah, unsurprising. This is ATF after all. I don't think he's ever bought an Atos in his life.
Yeah, the other build would be the Gleipnir build, right?
What do you think those conversations are like? Because if there's one player in the world who's an Atos fan, it's AUI. I think he's trying to convince Amar to build Atos.
Maybe that's what Amar was saying when he said earlier that, you know, sometimes AUI does too much.
Yeah, he does too much. Guy needs to stay in his lane.
Yeah, stay in your goddamn lane. Don't tell me what to build.
So this item does damage, right? No. Give stats? No. Helps me outlane the carry? No. Well, why does it exist?
Why are you talking to me right now? Go talk to one of the players who need your help.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know what support Doom is going to be doing in this game.
That was a very aggressive voice line. My God. You remind me of my old boss, Rotten Hell.
You never had that boss?
That was somebody at Valve having a bad day. Like, I'm going to put this in. Probably not working there anymore. 7-minute power, 7-minute wisdom runes. Another courier
going for it.
Man, these couriers add up. He's just going for the kill. It's just through the rune.
Well, the supports are scrambling for the wisdom rune. It means they're not here to be able to help out Ace, and there's a missed arrow.
I mean, that's worth more than the rune for sure.
Yeah.
Another big kill, just swinging these side lanes even more. And now you have a hasted Maureen off those mid rotations from crit that secured a power rune. Pays off again this early game. Absolute dominance from Falcons right now. I mean, you basically lost mid too, right? After all these rotations.
Yeah.
This offlane Bloodseeker was so strong you could just 2v1 mid, and that's the dream. They're getting a lot of value out of this last pick before the real interactions even come into play with Rupture Slark or the team fights.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they got Rupture Toss. They got Bloodright with Coil.
And they're continuing to pressure the weak point here. which is this double melee offlane with no real ability to fight back. Just getting feasted upon.
Yeah, Tofu putting on his best support Zeus cosplay here on Doom.
This is rough.
Literally, he's just Harpy Lightning, and that's all he's done.
I think I'd rather have the support Zeus right now.
Yeah, at least the support Zeus will. I mean, the Doom, later on, the Doom will be really good, right? Gyrocopter and Bloodseeker both really need the heal capacity a lot of times in some of these fights, and the Puck is obviously a great Doom.
But I feel like Doom without lockdown is not that scary, and they have 0 stuns. And their Timber's dead again.
Overwhelming magic damage. That's what this bottom lane is.
I'm not going to lie, this game looks really scary if you're gaming right now. Because I don't know if your lineup has the best comeback. You have Mirana Doom support duo. This is not exactly the support duo known for making plays, especially when they're lacking the levels. The level differential here is absurd. Absolutely absurd right now.
What would you get the win percent?
I mean, I don't like saying games are completely over, but this is, I mean, this is just TPing into feed. It's got to be over 80% already. It is not as high as I was expecting. Look, that's going to creep over 80 after that kill. Maybe. I was just ahead of the AI.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, I expected it to be kind of like an 80-20 game already.
I mean, it's just because you have this Huskar. You have a draft with very little stuns, very little AoE comeback mechanisms in the 5-on-5, and you effectively lost 3 lanes, including a lane that was a cheese pick that's supposed to win, right? Because you got roamed on.
Yeah.
So then what do you go back to? I mean, you're looking at 2 supports over the enemy offlaner before 10. That's unheard of.
Quinn might be able to take advantage of this. Amar instant TP.
And you're going to see this a lot, because again, what are your stuns in this lineup? It's Arrow with no setup and Pounce.
Infernal Blade.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, if they rolled over the lanes, then maybe we could have been talking about a faster Aghanim Scepter on Huskar, right? But
sure. But you're in survival mode now.
Yeah.
I mean, Falcons, they came ready to play today against arguably one of the most dominant lane teams of last year. That was one of Gaimin's strength. Quinn is arguably the strongest mid laner in terms of lane mechanics on a competitive scale.
Ace was one of the best off laners at winning lanes.
Yes. And a lot of the heroes they picked were designed to do that, like Underlord, some of these heavy CS heroes, Lone Druid. This is not a team used to getting run over in this period, and, well, that is what is happening. They are getting absolutely run over. See if they can pull it back. Still time in this game to do that. See how much Falcons can take advantage of the position they're in with the super high-level supports right now. They're looking to make some aggressive plays. ATF's just chilling.
Will not leave Ace alone.
What number death is this?
Again and again and again, 0-4-0.
That dual offlane went 0-8 in 11 minutes. That's how you know you're in Roughville, man. Like, whew.
It was funny how it's just the podcast with Quinn said he misses the Vanguard rush offlaners.
I bet he does.
I specifically remember him saying,
yeah, I bet he does.
remember being able to look down at my offlane and having them be like having 5 kills in lane, and the game was just over already.
I bet he does miss it, yeah. It's nice when your offlaner becomes invincible at 3 minutes, and then you can try lane mid, you know?
Yeah.
But the meta's changing, and a lot of this early survivability for these offlaners got shifted around. Which means you have to commit to the dual lanes longer. This mid gets more of an isolated one-on-one. But even like we saw here, there's cheeky ways to create that same situation. Bloodseeker pick has worked wonders in that regard. They're continuing to build the lead as Crit has just become a mid laner now.
Okay, this move has to work for Gaimin Gladiators. A gank on Amar, and surely it'll work.
All right.
Surely. They're not going to let him get away. Dips away into the trees. They spot him for a moment. Trying to find the space for go for a TP. Looks like he tried to hide in the tree area to go for it, then thought better of it. Spotted again, and so now they're eventually going to find him. A little bit surprised he didn't just try and YOLO it, but
they got him.
Took 5 heroes, in one corner of the map, but they did indeed get him.
It's 1,000 gold. Oh, I mean, you know, differential. What is this, a fact checker? God damn.
Well, I gotta make sure the analyst is
It's a rough estimate, you know?
Dire's bottom tower is under
just like the 80%.
It's a rounding error.
13 to 2.
It's a rounding error. It was to 80. It was above 80.
84%.
Yeah, see, that's that
and then
delay
they
of
got that kill. 5% bump for Gaimin Gladiators.
Hey, that's a good kill right there. Value kill.
Yeah, you guys
Unfortunately,
know
you're losing some towers, but... Oh, boy.
There's a more. Oh, that is a blink dagger already for crit. Yeesh.
He was just sitting mid. So, yeah. Fully taking advantage of the freedom they got. And their lineup's just basically entirely online. This is a very fast-paced lineup. It's not one that's going to sit back and farm,
Dire's
even when they're
turret
ahead.
has been
You have all the playmaking potential.
There's not too often that I watch a game and I'm like, man, kind of want to play some Crystal Maiden. This game, this game's making the Crystal Maiden look great.
Yeah, this is
an early
yeah.
freezing field. He's gotten like 3 kills off of it by now.
These are the games where Crystal Maiden really shines when they're over it. 5 minutes. You don't have to actually play the game. Hero just looks fantastic.
Oh, whoopsies.
Nice little rune.
Dire's
Celery's
top
typing
tower
that
is under attack.
coil cooldown right there.
Don't worry, guys. We're strong. They have no coil.
No.
Let's go fight them.
No coil for 70. It's time to smoke up, Quinn.
How over do you think Gaimin Gladiators feels the game is?
I don't think his team thinks like that. Well, I mean, they
You
do,
don't
but
think
they're-
Quinn thinks like that?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Quinn thinking a game is over?
He would.
Never seen that in my life. This guy plays to the end every time. No, honestly, in competitive games, he tries very hard till the end. He only walked out of an actual game once when I played with him.
Wait, what?
Only happened once.
Is this a joke or is this a real story?
Well, I mean, I'll leave that up to you to decide for the viewer at home who has such a unbiased view of the man.
Shadow.
Moonlight Shadow. They know coils back up.
Oh,
Still
boy.
already had the timer.
Scanning.
Big D ward. Get the hell out.
Yeah, what's that? What was that Moonlight Shadow for? Exactly. I don't see anybody in a position to go on an enemy.
They're looking mid. That's what it was for, but unfortunately...
Were they trying to bait the 16-minute power runes that haven't spawned?
Crit's been farming it a decent amount. You gotta look for small opportunities, right? You're not gonna get some crazy shenanigans here. I think Falcons have shown they're too disciplined of a team outside of the occasional dive. And ATF has, I mean, he's just been free farming their side of the map. Like, this man has no inclination to go fight until he's invincible to do so.
Yeah, until he has BKB and never has to worry about dying again.
So this is going to be some room on the map for Gaimin. They can recover a bit. They got the Blink Hoof Stomp on Doom, so there's your stun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're cooking with something. Almost got the mech on Celery. There's some utility.
Celery is not going to get that mech just yet. Another freezing field kill.
That's just 2 supports. Very efficient.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, I guess, again, waiting on the BKB, but... Oh, nice blink in front of the pounds. Great reactions from Crit.
Man, disappeared. Whew. Toss Rupture. Combo as old as time. It's been a while since we've seen it because Hero's just been out of the meta, but that's another point of synergy this lineup has.
Man,
That was just so beautifully executed.
when Crit said at the beginning of the year
Radiant's middle
that he was
tower
gonna,
is
you
under
know,
attack.
remind people who the hell he is, he wasn't lying, man.
I think that quote's fair, but I also think
Radiant's middle tower is under
I've seen
people's
a lot
opinion of him was still pretty high.
Sure, they were like, Crit is stuck on Shopify. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think people... I didn't see anybody be just like, oh, this guy's trash, bro.
I mean, there are definitely those comments there.
Well, yeah, but that's just Dota.
They're also probably looped in just just a general, these guys are washed sort of deal.
Yeah, I mean, he was washed. He only got like top 3 at 10 events over those 4 years.
I've seen a lot of slander on my name last few months, and I won't let that slide. Back to being the best next year.
Radiant's bottom tower
Well,
is
it looks like
under
he's the
attack.
best.
Yeah, man's making a certain argument for it, that's for sure.
Ooh, big hoof stomp.
All right,
comeback.
Big pick for Gaimin Gladiators,
Yeah.
taking out Maureen.
Honestly, not worth as much as I thought it
And
was, but
maybe crit as well, tosses away Dyrachyo. Snake King is here to help him out.
it's scary to dive in like that. You don't know where this Bloodseeker is.
Radiant
Even though he's chilling, you don't know.
Yeah, Amar is, again, no intention of going to that side of the map, not yet.
I mean, this has got to be the man in his element, right?
The man just hitting creeps.
Just playing carry.
Yeah.
All right, Skeeter, go make space for me, man. Dyrachyo's wasting a decent amount of their time here. I mean, this is how you get back in a game, right? You eke out small victories, wear out enemy aggression, find the little pickoffs you can.
Freezing Field, just enough mana. That'll scare back these 2 cores. And got the toss, so Dyrachyo's dead. I mean, you said wasting time. Let's say they do live there. That's still 2 cores. They're also not doing anything, though.
Yeah, but I mean, you're pushing bottom, you're getting farm on the Huskar. Unfortunately, Amar does make his presence felt, and 2 quick kills, one off the Rupture. BKB popped as a sign of dominance here. And the Aegis still up for 3 minutes here. That's the scary part. You're getting a lot done with it right now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It actually never registered in my brain that they took Roshan.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay.
They're just so far ahead that I was just like,
Yeah, it did just kind of happen. Very early for what their lineup looks like, right?
Radiant's bottom
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
But they have a lot of magic damage. They did it pretty
Dire's
fast.
middle tower is under attack.
fastest one, 12 minutes and 23 seconds. Wonder what that was.
Probably an Ursa.
Has there been an Ursa in this event?
Yeah, there's been a couple.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Skeeter's
under
played
attack.
Ursa. Huh, he's a big Ursa fan.
Dire's middle tower.
All right, well, they're going to be chopping down all the tier 2s, and Gaimin Gladiators, you know, use this to farm some more, but I don't know. I mean, Quinn already has BKB, so my question is, what is next? Where, like, I would have thought you just kind of had to all in your BKB timing and just pray for the best.
They want to combine it with as much as they can, and you definitely don't want to fight the Aegis here.
Radiant's bottom tower
Another
is
nighttime
under
interval
attack.
would also be preferred.
Just because they have a Slark.
Dire's
Yeah.
middle tower has
I mean, they're
fallen.
closing in on some items. You get this Orchid on the Slark, Greaves on Mirana. They are actually finding decent amount of farm on their supports because Falcons have given them the bottom half of the map.
Dyrachyo.
Another good D-ward.
It is going to get canceled by the coil. He knows that too, but I think honestly when he ran into that ward, I'm pretty sure he was like, okay, I'm probably dead here, boys. I'm just going to do what I can.
You can't heal right now. They know it.
Yeah, they're going to
they
keep
got him.
that vision on him, and they found Quinn. Skeeter cut across the map to be able to cut off Dyrachyo, and they ran into Quinn in the jungle, got them both killed as a result.
It's just too easy, right? You always have this Bloodseeker passive, and meanwhile,
Try to jump to the other side of the tree line, but Maureen is there. Keeps the same mobility as the Mirana.
yeah, this
11,000.
is a shellacking.
One more kill. That's all Falcons need.
That's true. And then the game will turn, right? As prophesized?
Yes. Oh, nice little stack you got there.
Second BKB done, man. He is farm.
What was the most one-sided game you ever played?
There were too many, man. Don't ask me to remember these things. Is there a purpose behind that question? Like, how mad were people? I don't, honestly, there's a point in Dota where when you get beat so hard, it's not as bad. Because then you just think something was fundamentally wrong, you know? Like, oh, that draft was just unplayable.
Oh, like you could just write it off sort of
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, okay.
Those losses aren't as bad as the ones where you throw a game that you should have won. Because then you don't have anybody to blame.
But surely there had to have been times where, I mean, you were the drafter. Surely there were times where you're like, no, the draft was fine. We just suck.
Well, yeah, of course. You always argue that. Can't show any weakness. You know, Celery after
you talk
this game.
about it like Dota players are like, like predators of some kind.
Another word, but yeah, you know. Look, as a captain, you can't give in to the beast at the door.
They can smell your fear.
The first thing Celery's going to say after this game is like, that draft was great, guys. We just needed to execute better. I mean, this draft does have its flaws.
He's literally AFK invis in the jungle right now.
Yeah, but he's going to go on him. Surprise!
Yeah, BKB turnaround, Amar.
Who wins this? I mean, Amar's dead for sure.
Amar.
Oh, the toggle!
The toggle! Oh, Quinn down it! I mean, he's 100% dead, but by God, did he do it?
Mega worth.
1,000 gold for that
Mega
kill.
worth.
How is he still worth 700?
He's a big boy. He's the big. I mean, he's still the most farmed core on Gaimin. He's having a relatively normal game. I think Burning Spears would finish him off here anyway, but damn, nice toggle. I like how Amar always gives the high five. He's a nice, good sportsmanship, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
big pickle.
a nice young lad who...
Yeah. And hey, look, the support net worth evened out a bit. So they got that going for him.
True. The supports can say they weren't the problem.
And another smoke.
Not even the support Doom.
This could be a good smoke. If they find the gyro with a Doom connection, maybe able to commit on him. Unfortunately, it gets counter smoke.
Yeah,
Falcons make the read.
Slip right past him.
Scan.
And they're going to go for Quinn, whose BKB is on cooldown. Off that last death, a toss straight into the gyrocopters. Instant death for Quinn.
Another well-executed gank. Ace does make it out. So that's some space. I mean, I respect Gaimin trying to draw this game out. They're not doing the worst job I've ever seen. A very tough position. Falcons just dominated them through and through in the first 20, making it look easy and working towards that next Aegis. Daedalus done for Skeeter.
Eternal Shroud, is that... I feel like that item is much worse and you're behind like this.
Yeah, but what else is he going to go? I mean, it's a good Shroud game.
I mean, Pipe would help his team more.
Nah, you still have to play to... If you win that fight, then you can win the game. That's what you have to play for here. You're playing for a slip-up. Which can happen.
Cutting the waves, Gaimin Gladiators are doing a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, they have some pretty mobile heroes, so...
And Celery will be going the pipe. So that's another power timing you could hit. This lineup is pretty magic-oriented, but...
Mass rotation down to bottom lane. Dyrachyo, they're going to turn around back on the Tiny, but there's more TPs where that came from, so they just got to get out. And if they can get Tofu TP'd out, and Dyrachyo, now he's the problem. Missile's chasing after him.
Crimson Missile, by the way.
What?
That is a $250... Actually, I think it's only $150 now. Market has crashed for that Crimson item.
Well, they'll go back up once... Never mind.
The Red Rocket, some might call it.
Don't call it that, please.
What?
This is not a Suns Van Cindering cast. Trying to play around the ward as best they can, but now Dyrachyo's been ruptured and don't need a stun to stop that.
All right, we have seen the carry-on-carry man fight there. It was very one-sided.
Hey, everybody else got away.
It's true. That's space.
More space for Quinn.
Oh, what a brutal game.
Who is building? He's got a Heaven's Halberd. He completed it. Okay. So he can challenge Amar to another duel.
Have you ever seen this new Bloodseeker shard? ATF did get it. I don't think I've ever seen it because we just haven't seen Bloodseeker in a long time.
30 pure damage and heals Bloodseeker for that amount.
Yeah. I don't think anybody knew this is what the shard was, by the way.
Huh.
It's a very weird shard. I feel like numbers-wise, it's trash, but pure damage is pure damage.
Pretty interesting against, like, in this game, right? Like, against the Timbersaw, any really high armor heroes.
I mean, I guess the argument is if you get 10 hits in on a target, it's a 300 pure nuke heal.
Yeah. That's, I mean, you're certainly going to get that in most team fights. And again, that's worth a lot more.
It's also a farming
Certain
item, I
games.
guess. Sustained farming item. Yeah, I could see it.
I mean, with Mjolnir and stuff. See if he gets any more attack speed to take advantage of it.
Little fountain play. There is no escape. Oh, he got that creep though.
He got the creep.
Small victories. Boost morale.
The smallest,
Step one.
skill victory possible.
Step 1 on the 10-step recovery program for Gaimin here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Morale recovered. Check mark. Step 2, win a 5-on-5.
Isn't step 1 of that program turn to God?
Well, yeah. Okay, so step 1, turn to God. Step 2, morale. We've reached both of those.
Morale boost. All right. What's step 3?
Secure Roshan.
Oh no.
Skip step 3.
Oh, no.
Step 4. Blame the draft. Reboost morale.
Then salary step 5 is defend the draft.
Well, yeah, it's different for every player.
Oh, okay, okay. So he blames the play, everybody else blames the draft.
The natural cycle of Dota. It continues to the end of time. I mean, you need to... What is Dyrachyo going? It's going... Let's see if I find it. He is going the Ags. All right. It's a rough Ags game, though, because you are up against this Rupture.
is under attack.
Do you think he just needs to build like BKB shard and just kind of like stick in the fight or something?
I mean, you need shard at some point. I don't know. This game is just shot to the point where I don't know if it matters, but he's probably just trying to make the most happen with whatever he can get.
Yeah. I mean, Ags will, it certainly increases his split pushing power, and maybe they're just gonna willfully give up a lane of barracks.
True.
Can't fight against this this Aegis, so problem's gonna be his Falcons will probably go
Has fallen.
just to top lane from here. So
Do have a really nice ward behind them here. If they TP out, they could take a fight.
yeah, they are gonna TP out on Maureen.
Under
It
attack.
cancels it.
Oh,
Radiant's
Okay.
I mean, that's what Gaimin are hoping for. Some sort of map slip up where you get a 5-on-3, something like
Dire's
this.
middle barracks has fallen.
well, he pushed in the top lane. Now he's pushing in mid, so they can't beat it. Well, they could go to top right now and get some damage in. Backdoor protection will go back up eventually, though.
Yeah, this is about as good as you can do in this situation. I don't think you're ever winning that straight 5-on-5. You have to force a map mistake.
Got to stop those 3 sentries.
They got the TP bottom, so...
Well, that was really fast. Popped the Lincolns, immediately got the Orchid on him.
Radiant structures
They cliffed their
fallen.
wave.
Protecting the creep wave. They know Dyrachyo's just trying to cut waves and buy a few more
snapping in
seconds.
time.
I think he got a little path there.
Yeah, that
on
was
his way to try and like snap the coil as soon as possible.
That was a rough one. Space for the smoke, though. They're going to look for Amar. They know he TP'd down here, so he can't escape. But he can run. And he can gate.
He can't escape, but he can.
The arrow of fate!
By God, the arrow lands!
And they said he couldn't play Mirana.
The second arrow of the game. Haters in shambles. Oh, look, Skeeter's ending the game.
Lacoste just lost $10,000.
Yeah, little you guys know that Talent actually make side bets where we throw our entire salary for the event in just random bets like these.
Well, thank you for telling them that, Austin. Appreciate that.
Well, not us. I was talking about the analysts.
Yeah, of course.
The casters can't because we're actually casting the game, but those
true.
filthy analysts,
Second lane.
degenerate gamblers, all of them.
Dire's top barracks.
Well, that was a nice pickoff, but it does not solve the problem, which is the other carry with Aegis.
get him. This is the most... God bless his... He's just like, I'm going to get him. Running after him like that. I feel like Skeeter could turn around and probably kill them all.
It's one of those games where you're just hoping... It's like the meme with the guy on the bicycle who sticks a pipe in his own spoke.
Yeah.
It's like you're hoping Falcons just like toss the gyro in or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes me back to the Sumail Tiny Toss on Earth Horror TI. You know, crazy things can happen. Yeah. Oh, that's a good memory, right? Well, not for him, but...
It says a lot about you that you're like, that's a good memory right
okay,
there.
I shouldn't say good memory. It's an iconic moment.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if it's that. It's pretty iconic.
Dire's bottom tower
It probably
is
fit in
under
like
attack.
one of the top 100 moments of Dota's history.
You know what? It's an iconic moment in Dota that's been stuck in my brain forever, but I don't actually think it's that iconic.
Okay.
Is Game 3 Liquid versus Newbie when Miracle won that TI. Miracle batches, blah, blah, blah. Where he goes in the river as Juggernaut and like finds a DD and then Omni slashes him. And he like barely dodges their stun or something. He barely lives. That moment is stuck in my mind. Sometimes when I wake up at night, I see Miracle Juggernaut in the river picking up a DD. And I'm like, why? This play's not even like that crazy, but it was like a TI winning play. It was like a $6 million jug spin or something. I wonder if he remembers that.
I don't know why, but I've got like the Raven in my head. Like you woke up weak and weary and the Raven at your door.
The Raven?
Quote the Raven.
Are you talking about the Edgar Allan
Miracle
Poe song?
Bat Chest. Yes.
What does that have to do with Miracle?
No.
Are you losing your mind? What are you talking about?
There was something about Miracle Bat Chest and you just waking up
What
in
does
the middle
Bat
of the night.
Chest have to do with a Raven? Makes no goddamn sense. This is what I have to work with.
You just wake up every night. I just imagine you
Not
wake up
every night,
Miracle
man.
Bat Chest.
Just when I'm in the mood, you know? It strikes you, think back these iconic Dota memories. 5-man smoke into the base. They found Quinn. Snap the coil. He's ruptured. He's dead. That's your job.
Well, he did a really good job snapping the coil there. Well executed by Falcons. All right, now back to the play-by-play.
No, that's on you, dude. That shit's too hard. I don't want to do that.
It's too much emotion for you.
Yeah.
Avery's a very dead inside person, if you guys don't know. So.
I think they picked up on that by now. And if you haven't, then you're dead on inside too, you know? That's okay.
No, I think the dead inside would recognize it. Real recognize
Another
real.
toss back.
Another toss back to Damar, just working through these heroes. He doesn't even finish
Just
off the
leaves
Timber
him.
Saw. Heads straight to Tofu. Identifies the Doom and chases after him.
All right, go next, man. Go next. This was over at the 5 to 10 minute mark, man.
Yeah, Gaimin Gladiators
Brutal.
stretched this out for another at least 25, 30 minutes. That
I mean, I respect them playing it out because